Welcome back. The Aspire Cleito 120. So when I got this, I'm figuring, all right, 120 watts is what they're recommending here, 100 to 120 watts. Who needs that kind of power? Am I going to like it? Am I not going to like it? I love it. It's absolutely great. Let's dive down first and look at it, and then I'm going to tell you what I like about it and why I like it. Okay, we're back, and today we're taking a look at the Aspire Cleito 120. The Cleito was a really nice tank. If you don't remember it, it looked like this. It still does, actually, because it still exists. This is with the RTA system in there and the wider glass that added some more juice capacity to it. And I really like that tank. I was happy with it. Very happy with the coils, happy with the RTA. Well, here's their new one, the Cleito 120. 120 watt tank king. That seems to be the thing today, to try and make people think that they can just pump more and more wattage through it. I don't think that's necessary, but that's their marketing, and that's their selling point. Scrumptious flavor, controlled airflow, instant massive vapor, it says. All right, Cleito 120, 120. A little bit of information on it. All right. Large 4 mil tank. All right. So let's go ahead and, I haven't even opened this yet. Let's pop the side open there. All right. So first off, we got a little warning card here. You got your warranty. And look at that coil. All you can do is look at it because I can't get it out. Now that is a massive coil. This is the 1.6 ohm, 100 to 120 watt. So they're recommending, according to this, that you start this at 100 watts. And if it would stay in focus, you'd see that. There you go. So that is a monster. You want some kind of comparison here? Let's see, what do we got? VaporWorks, this is, let's give you a coil. This is something like, here's an Aspire Atlantis coil. Okay, so that gives you an idea of the difference of these two things. All right, that's a monster. Let's throw it back in there. You end up with an extra glass. You end up with Fight to Vape. Well, that's finally something decent they're writing on one of these. All right, so Aspire Fight to Vape vape band. Let's take a look at the actual tank. Yeah, that looks like a decent sized tank. Nice juice capacity. If you want a comparison, here's the old Cleito, but this is with the wide glass on it, so you can see it's quite a bit bigger. All right. Let's see what else can we compare it to here for you. Here is a Griffin 25. All right, slightly shorter and slightly fatter, I think. Let's give you some measurements on that. All right. So we're at the base, 25. So it's a 25 millimeter tank. All right. Without the drip tip, talking about 44 millimeters, and with the drip tip, 54. All right, it's about a centimeter for that drip tip. So decent size there. Now, let's see. There is your single fill. It's unusual. Usually you have two. So you have a single fill port there. All right. This this top cap, it's a very thick. My lighting isn't coming out too good here for some reason. Very thick. That's all rubber on there. So that's a very tight seal when you put that on there. Feels like a car tire. Airflow, 1, 2, 3. Cylon slots in the bottom, continuous spinning. All right. continuously spins. Let's get the whole thing opened up. That's coming off with the fill port and the top. That glass is really on there tight. And there is your coil. Same monster coil, and that is 0.16, 100 to 120 watts, same thing. That is just a monster. Nice tight fit there. So you can, this is top fill, but you're not really going to be able to change this coil while there's any juice in there, because obviously if you try to take it out this way, juice is going to go down into your airflow, and if you turn it upside down, you're not really going to be able to disassemble it. So you cannot change the coil with juice in there. But there she is. That's it's a big tank. Nice juice. It looks you know, well made, like the Cleito was. We just have to see how those coils perform. So let's go back up on top, and we're going to vape on it for a while, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so as you can see, this has some big ass coils in this thing. I love that seal in the top. It's like having a car tire in there. Nice big, you can see, big cushy rubber seal in there. No problems with leaking. I've been vaping on this thing almost exclusively for the last week. I haven't had a single problem. Everything is nice. The machining is nice. My thinking here with a 120 watt coil, or 100 to 120 is what it recommends on the coil, is if I can vape something at 60 watts and get a great vape, and if I can get the same vape out of 120 watts, why would you want to do it? You're using twice as much battery power, killing your batteries twice as fast. Your batteries, especially these are 0.2, actually 0.15 ohm coils, so you really got to make sure you got good batteries in there to do 0.15 ohms at 120 watts, let's say. So, you know, for those people that are not too battery savvy, you know, you have to be more careful. You have to know that you're using decent batteries in there. You know, why? That's what I kept saying to myself when I started. Why would I want to vape at 120 watts? I normally vape at 50 to 60 watts, and I'm happy with it. But I've been vaping with this thing, and I've been loving it. I find a vape a little less in terms of chain vaping. Usually when I'm vaping, I'm just vaping away. With this, you take a couple of hits, and I usually take a break, probably because I'm getting a lot more nicotine out of it, because you're going down in juice faster, and you're just getting a much bigger nick hit off of it. And I usually only vape one milligram nick. So, but this thing has just been wonderful. I'm going to take a vape on it, and the vape producing of vapor is great. The taste is great, and the coils are great. This coil's been in here a week. I must have filled this up a dozen times already. So this coil's starting to taste a little bad after that, but that's perfectly to be expected. Another thing is, you don't have to warm up your coils. You know, when you're vaping, a lot of times with 50, 60 watts in that range, you blow in first. You know, you go, and then you go, and you take a hit. The reason is, you want to warm up the coils a little bit by blowing that out, so your entire intake is all warm, nice vapor. Well, not warm, but you're getting juice evaporated on the whole vapor. If you don't like, I don't like warm vapes. I like a medium temperature vape. But if you just start vaping on a coil that's been sitting there for a while at 50, 60 watts or less, especially less, you're going to get, you know, your first 25% of that intake is just going to be air, because the coils haven't started evaporating the juice. Well, when you're vaping at 100 to 120 watts, it's evaporating the juice right away. You're getting so much power in there so quick. I've been loving this. I can't find any flaws with this. I like the Aspire Cleito. I like this. If I had a flaw, it's going to be that the coils are probably a little expensive. It's about 5 coils for about 20 bucks is what I'm seeing. Maybe it'll come down, but that's $4 a coil, and that's online. If you went in a store, you're probably going to pay $7, $8 a coil. So that's a little bit of a downside with those kind of big ass coils in there. But other than that, it's just great. I don't know what else to tell you. It's great. Buy one. Absolutely wonderful. I've been loving this. First I was vaping on some of this Vicid collection. Where am I going? I turned the camera upside down. This stuff, when I ran out of that, very similar juice that I had, I started putting this in here, Smurf, okay? That's what I got in there now, and it's just great. It's great. It's a nice tank. If you like vaping, getting a lot of vapor, getting a lot of good taste off of it, and you don't mind spending a little more on these coils, this tank is great. No leaking whatsoever. Not that you should have it with a coil system, but no leaking, no problems. It'd be nice if it held a little more juice, just because you go through it kind of fast on here. I noticed I get in the car and I go to a client. I'm driving an hour and a half. Maybe an hour in, I'm pretty much halfway down between the cotton, between the wick holes there, okay? Once you start getting about halfway down and you vape it on 120 watts and you pull in, you can feel that cotton's not getting it as fast. So, you really want to try and keep it full a little more. Other than that, it's wonderful. I like it. I recommend it. Go out and buy one if you like a good vape, and if you like, getting a nice, warm, quick, full power vape with great taste, and you don't mind the price of a little more expensive coils. It's wonderful. I like it.